imagine I was not a good student.
Riz?
I think I had charisma. A lot. Teachers either really liked me or they really hated me. And but the teachers that liked me, they would have if I was like, "Hey, I'm starting a cult tomorrow," they'd be, "Oh yeah, we'll join." Like they were all in.
I feel like you
And some teachers saw past it.
Oh yeah.
I think you see past it, huh?
Yeah. I'm like, it's all smoke and mirrors. And then you go, this guy just wants.
What did you see? Did we talk about this last step? We didn't put out the short one, did we? Okay.
It's there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you said Connor told me that I have
weaponized charisma.
Which is
it's dangerous.
a nice way of saying manipulation, which I didn't like.
Yeah, but it's like when they make medicine taste good. It's like we know the purpose of this. I mean, you're not eating this because you're healthy.
I'll be nice to people in public, and Connor's like, "Well, that was."
It's not everyone.
Obviously, you think that guy is a billionaire. He's about to die. He's gonna leave you $100K. That's what Connor thinks.
No, but then there is a billionaire on his deathbed, and Mason's like, "Mason James, nice to meet you."
No. No, dude. That's. I think you should be nice to people.
Yes, but when you target it and you're increasing.
No, I'm
the
not.
charisma.
I try to be nice to everybody.
You are very nice to people.
I'm too nice. I talk to too many people.
And then you talk behind their back, but in
no,
public,
that's not true.
But then you are nice to. I'm not saying it's not.
I'm just also I feel like you have to be talkative to people, especially like in our job or whatever we do.
Yes.
So I try to do that.
But I think it's sometimes you are aware that it's serving a purpose beyond just being friends with them.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. It's a good thing. I think it'll, When do you stop? This is my question. When do you stop being tired all the time? Does that ever go away?
Me?
Everybody.
Or just people?
I feel like everybody's tired.
I feel okay.
No, that's not
I get
true.
why. Maybe it's. I feel like in Europe they're not as tired. They go, everyone's.
You've been on a big Europe kick lately.
Have I?
Yeah, yesterday you're like, the food's just so much better in Europe.
Well, we were talking about, my parents just got, my mom, it's funny you say that. She had food poisoning the last day. I think she ate fish. But my aunt.
What country?
Spain.
Okay. So,
my aunt's a Spanish citizen.
Here's my thing. When everybody goes, the food's so much better. Like, I've caught fresh fish here in Texas, and I've eaten it. It doesn't get it's still fresh fish over there.
I think it's also like when you go to a grocery store, the quality of the
I'm sure that
produce is great.
Sounds something. Yeah.
It's good.
A lot of stuff is banned over here or over there that we have.
Isn't that pretty telling?
I think it is. I think it's not good. I hate Europe with all my heart, but because I don't like how everybody's obsessed with it. There's a girl that I follow from high school, and she posted something the other day. It was wishing I was in Europe right now, and I was just like, golly, I just want you to stub your toe.
I think women. Okay, I think a lot of, especially on Instagram, maybe this is giving me a false impression. They get Europe syndrome.
Oh yeah,
and they like to pose at a weird angle on a mosque.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's too many mosques over there, but yeah, whenever they talk, I think this is my least favorite thing about Europe is when you ask them why they like it, and they go, "Oh, the architecture." When have you ever cared about architecture? You're just throwing that out there because you heard somebody say it. I think it's just a thing to do, and everybody doesn't have anything to do, so they go, "Okay."
I'm trying not to marvel at the architecture.
We have to like it, and I don't like any of that stuff. Every time I go, we just got back from Yosemite. I hate to burst anybody's bubble. Could have showed me pictures, and it would have got the point across.
It's far. It's far. Just think of all the steps it takes to get there.
You got to fly into San Francisco or San Jose or something around there.
And you got to drive 4 hours.
It was 4?
Well, because it's Mariposa and then...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, nice. Everything. I've never been to something and gone, okay, that was worth it. Golden Gate Bridge. We got halfway across it. I did that. We had to turn around. I thought I was going to jump. So
Well, that's all you, buddy.
Well, yeah.
Also, we saw Oakland in the distance. Mason got a little scared.
No, that's not true. The bridge is large though. It was very. The bridge was very. It was so grand. It was kind of crazy.
I saw this movie called Vertigo, Alfred Hitchcock movie shot in San Fran, and they had a scene right under the bridge, and it was like the exact same.
Yeah.
Same exact thing. Very.
And
pretty.
then I wish we would have gone and saw the big trees. Apparently that was only like 40 minutes from us.
Are you talking about the Moore Woods?
Somebody said there's big old trees.
Golden Gate Park has a ton of.
No, I went there. It wasn't that.
You went to Golden Gate Park?
Mm-hmm. One of you guys were sleeping in because y'all had a late night.
Yeah, well, when you had a late morning and we went to Golden Gate Park while you were out.
Oh, yeah, because we got there.
That's where our personal trainer friend told me you shouldn't work out. Yeah. And I said, shut up.
Luis got mad at us yesterday.
Why?
Because he said that our podcast is just a smear campaign on him. And we go...
Was he actually mad?
I don't think he's actually mad,
okay.
But I told him, give us some good stuff to talk about.
All right, let's say some nice things about Luis.
Okay. Super funny.
Very funny. Just a fun, sweet guy.
Very sweet guy. Great laugh. If you can get him laughing.
Oh, it makes you feel great about yourself.
Connor, you'll never get Connor laughing because he doesn't want to... you don't want to let people know that you think they're funny. It's like a weird thing. So you won't laugh at their stuff.
I'm not a good laugher. I do think people's stuff is funny. I don't think I'm a good laugher. I think there's a difference. Yeah. Luis, this is kind of I guess a backhanded compliment. Means well.
He's a cute little guy. And he's got I hate to say this, but the way he walks is very cute. It's dare I say a waddle. It's a little waddle.
He's got waddle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like his toes.
He walks like a catcher.
Yeah.
Like you just got.
You see him getting. You see he does catcher thing. He calls people over like that.
Yeah. Always. Every show we do, it's crazy. He's not in better shape because every show we do, he sprints somewhere.
He does sound the alarm on things where there shouldn't have been. You know how many times Luis has gone, listen, I'm about to tell you something. MI6 is on me. If you tell anyone, I'm going to have to kill you. And that's just a promise. And I go, yeah, what's up? And he goes, I think this girl's cute. And I go, you've lost all privileges to say, let me tell you something important.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember one time it was like 3 days after we did a show and we had to pay somebody out. And Luis goes, this is ridiculous. We haven't been paid yet. I'm just going to pay it in my own pocket. This and said some.
So his balance is even more negative now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. He's our treasurer, which is hilarious. We all run a show together. I think we've said this, but he runs the money, which is so funny that me and Connor, that's straight out a bunch of me and Connor, and we were like, we're not going to see this money ever again. He gives us like updates. Sometimes it'll be like $1,000. Other times he's like, we're $300 left. We're like, all right.
Yeah. I was hitting him with this joke. He brings a Shakespeare book sometimes. Yeah. And I tell him, you see him on page 70 one week, and then the next week you see him on page 66 because he's just like, let me refresh my memory. And it's always those pages.
Yeah. But yeah, he's a cute little guy. How long do you think, over under 5 years, he lives with his parents?
He's going to be 32 in 5 years. I bet he gets a roommate. I bet he marries and they stay at the house. I think that's more likely than him moving out.
I think he's not going to move out.
God, that sucks.
It does stink. He's not going to move out, and he'll. I think by that point, maybe he's so funny. It's insane how funny he is. He could be, I think, heading towards being a professional comedian, but I think he could get seen by somebody and like be a feature act and like travel.
I'm not going to get into it, but his car, you can tell, I'm sure there's been lots of bits done about this. You can tell a lot about somebody by just how they keep their car. And it's not great, but Luis's, there are shoes in there I've never seen. There's like just chip and food bags everywhere. I'm always sitting on something when I'm in his car. I'm always sitting on something. And then
Luis gave us a ride to my house after we got back from the airport one time.
Oh my god.
It's like a 25-minute ride from the airport. And Luis requested did he request money from you too? He requested $20 from me for gas money. Or I think it was more than it was 25. And he goes, "Hey, I sent you a request." I go, "Yeah, I'm not giving you any money for that." I go, "Just take it." I go, "Dude, you just gave us a ride." Like, I'm not, the amount of times I've given everybody a ride, and I don't.
That's hilarious. I drove to San Marcos with them, and I didn't send him. Here's a $50 bill.
Yeah.
And that's so funny. We
Did
go,
I
what
pay you
was
for
that?
Or no, you used the Lucy's card to fill up. Or was that
Uh,
before we had the Lucy's card?
oh, no. I think we stopped at that gas station place and got oh, wait. No, we just got food there. I don't know.
We stopped at a CC's Pizza.
That was what a just...
Man, there's so many things I think this country disagrees on, but we can all agree CC's is just, if you're in a CC's by yourself, your plans have not gone according to. I mean,
There's always someone in there who looks like they don't leave.
we saw a guy that looked like he had a sleeping bag, and I don't know. I think if that was a guy, like if they did a blood transfusion, they'd go, "Okay, we gotta break this down with some ranch. We gotta get some ranch in there." I mean, he had a ranch body. I mean,
if he was an organ donor, 20 BBLs? I don't know. That's crazy. They got the organs.
Can you do that? Or does it have to
I was
be
just thinking about that.
You have to be your own body.
I don't know. I've heard the BBL industry is a very it can be dangerous because people do bad ones.
I feel like in Texas or in like the United States, it's great. But if you flew to like Brazil to get your like cosmetic surgery done, I feel like that would be not great.
Yeah, they're just like, we got plenty of lard. Do you want to use lard or Jello or we found some like mashed potatoes?
Yeah, I have one of our guys I know is like, yeah, I got to get a tooth pulled. I'm going to Mexico next week. I don't think that should be such a great idea, but maybe it is. I don't know.
I just wonder how much. Maybe they make a trip out of it. Mexico sounds fun.
I think they are. They're going to eat a lot of good food.
My Mexican friend, we're becoming friends enough where he's like, I want you to come to the flea market with me on Sundays and just.
This Daniel?
Mm-hmm. He's like, I want you to have some fish tacos. I want you to have a michelada. And what is a michelada, by the way? Is that those mango things?
I think there's something they mix with beer, and it's never seemed appetizing to me. I always had a beef with this, and some people like it, but I think a lot of Hispanic people I know, they try to put spice. I love a lot of the spice, but they try to put it on stuff that I don't love.
You like? I think I know the. Do you like a mango with chili powder on it?
No.
I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, see, maybe you know, like, I've never had a michelada, but I can tell you that it doesn't seem like something I would be into.
Well, here's one thing. In Costa Rica, they had a Buffalo Wild Wings there. We went there to watch a Texans playoff game. And I had one of those drinks where it's an upside-down beer, and it was filled with salt and lime juice, and I remember thinking, this is maybe the most delicious thing I've ever drinking.
Yeah, I love a lot. I mean, obviously, I have a viral joke about Mexican desserts, but some stuff. Super viral. Yeah. Super viral joke.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, a lot of people when I talk what
just that whole thing.
When you talk about Mexican desserts or Hispanic desserts, a lot of people bring up churros. They bring up sopapillas. They bring up fried ice cream.
What?
And I chose to focus on the really bad ones. So I assume there are good ones, but I don't know. When I think of like Mexican desserts, I think of like tres leches, and then I think of like a spicy popsicle. Mainly because in high school, this one time, or in college, I went to like this place. It was supposed to be like this great ice cream place, and they were every flavor you sampled, they were like, "Yeah, we just put some habaneros in the ice cream or whatever." And so,
well, I'm not against.
And then the cookies were always crumbly, but that's where I settled on for the joke.
What Mexican desserts do you like?
I think churros would be a good one.
Churros
or
are great.
sopapillas are great.
All right, what's going on here?
What?
Go wash your hands.
I'm just scratching my foot,
Yeah,
brother.
that's nasty.
Scratching my
That's
foot.
nasty.
Just let me do my thing, man.
Right?
Just let
Yeah,
me-
but it's nasty. When Luis, you can smell his feet when his shoes are on. Luis always smells.
All right, we
love
get,
Luis.
We can't get
Okay,
into
yep. You know what's crazy is at least he's listening.
He's listing.
He's
The other day he spelled to a friend of ours. He spelled karaoke, Kerieiko, karaoke
I think that's
or karaoke.
I think that's a small town in Japan.
Yeah, karaoke, Japan. Luis was singing it, and
everyone sings there.
He
yeah.
put it on his story, which girls he likes follows it. And we go, hey man, do you think they're gonna see that and they're gonna go, this is something I would like to go out with, or do you think they're gonna see that and go, this man truly? And it was spelled so poorly. I go, maybe he doesn't.
Maybe it's
a joke.
Yeah.
But knowing him, it's not. We had a thing where we thought he spelled so many words incorrectly that the spell check on his iPhone, surprisingly not an Android, is like, wow. We don't even know what's right and wrong anymore.
I just thought, you know how everyone's worried about AI?
Yeah.
Give him Luis. And they're like,
Yeah.
our cells are... what?
That was a good one.
They get confused. Yeah, I think he's our treasurer, and I think he would spell treasurer by trying to spell treasure.
No way he could spell treasure. I mean, that's a tough one for regular people. But
I think
Luis.
I thought about this. What do you think about this? It would be between y'all two, and not saying I'm great at this, but next podcast, spelling bee. I got some words that are gonna stump you guys, and no phones, obviously. Luis's phone wouldn't know what to do. Oh man, we love you, Luis. All right, here's something. Let's do something productive for Luis. Can we do that?
No. We can't make this whole podcast about Luis, brother.
We want to do. Let's
no,
do a
no,
3-year
no.
plan.
We're talking
3-year plan.
We can't do 3-year plan. We have to talk about regular stuff, man. What bits are you working on? You're talking about your brother a lot in your act now. You're trying that?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm just trying to get it.
And he's a lot better than you. That's kind of the premise.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that, and you said.
And is it you've been trying to work out like it, saying he's much better than you without the crowd? Like he finishes talking, they're like, "Oh, this guy needs a hug up there."
Well, I go. I don't think he's better than me, but everyone's been saying it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to get that first line being just. I feel like if it's quick enough, it can't be that sad. Like if I go, I don't think he's better than me, but everyone says he's better than me. They go. But if I say it quick and maybe a little sarcastically, or with something behind it, it works better.
Yeah, I had that thing about being in a big family, and you would do anything for attention in a big family.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go, one of my brothers has epilepsy, and it was unconventional, but
that's been working.
That works a little bit, but before it didn't, because people felt bad because he had epilepsy. And it's weird because we never saw it that way. Like, because he had epilepsy, we just and it was a ton of dudes, so it's tough to even take anything seriously. I remember my grandfather died, and we were just like, my dad was joking with us about it. Like, we were pallbearers, and it was like, golly, Poppy should have lost some weight before he croaked. And we're like, wow. No one took anything seriously.
Was it heavy?
That was the joke. You should have lost some weight.
So it was heavy?
Yep.
Just wondering.
If my grandfather was he would be like, good. I'm glad you're joking. Like, you don't need to be like serious. I don't have a very serious family. So when I joke about stuff like the epilepsy, it's like, yeah, Parker didn't care. He was like, his nickname was Twitchy.
Man, pallbearer scares me to be pallbearer. Not because I'm afraid I can't handle the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that.
I think it'd be cool to have like a trade, where one of my buddies works at a funeral home.
Who?
His name's Jack. He's one of my brother's buddies, Jack Hinch.
Mm-hmm.
So Jack, if you're listening,
do they ever try to lock in this? Because I assume it's a spouse or a family member, and they go like, you look good in that. Like they try to pitch a
oh, they do. People pick their caskets, all of that stuff.
But I mean, like, before they.
Yes, yeah.
They go, or they like give them a deal while they're buying a coffin for the.
Dude, they're expensive.
Yeah.
We bought one for I guess my wife's aunt. They bought it from Costco, which was
I never see those in the Costco. Look what you can find at Costco.
Yeah, it was crazy. I couldn't even believe you could find it there. But they bought one at Costco. So, I mean, I don't think it was name brand casket. But at that point, it's like, who really cares? Some people get really into it. They're like, I want it to be velvet. And I'm like,
I don't care.
Yeah. I legitimately, I don't care what. I mean, if you can get if any of these organs are still good, give them to somebody, obviously. But
give them a science.
Give them to science, yeah. But you could, I think, like, honestly, if you could incorporate me into Shark Week somehow, I think that'd be pretty cool.
They go, look at the bite radius of the shark.
I think if you pulled me like a seal, and then just my dead body, I think that'd be great. Do you think there's like ethical stuff with that?
That shark is gonna with having you on TV as a cadaver?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I wonder because I bet you could get somebody to sign off on that. I bet there'd be more people that signed up for that than like organ donor.
To donate for entertainment?
Yeah. One last thrill seek. Get eaten by a great white.
One great white getting destroyed by another. Do you think that the shark's gonna go, look at that seal in a Pepsi shirt, and one of them's like, I got it. And they're like they're gonna bite through your G-Shock. It's gonna chip a tooth.
I always heard that sharks, and like animals, they take bites of people and they go, this doesn't taste good.
Ah, what a bad way to die.
Oh, dude, I was watching some bear highlight videos, bear attack stuff. Man, you do not want to get into it with a bear. Who'd you rather get attacked by, a bear or shark? Killed by? I've got my answer. We may have already talked about this.
I think shark. I think it'd be quicker.
Here's the thing with shark, and people don't get this. Bear, you could be alive for 4 or 5 hours. You know, if
it's gonna take
swipes you or whatever.
That bear hears a noise,
and then it runs away. Shark, if it pulls you under, you a minute or minute 30 seconds, maybe you could hold your breath for, maybe, and then you're gonna
that much pain. I'd be surprised to get 10 seconds.
Yeah, so you'd eventually gasp, and then you'd suck in some water, and you'd go unconscious, and then it doesn't matter. Your lungs are filled with water. You wouldn't feel anything.
I wonder if I got bit by a shark and I'm just down there, I'm like, oh, it's, and then after a while, are you thinking like, wow, I'm like surprised I've held my breath for a lot, and then you die.
I bet. Well, the problem is that minute before you drown has got to be very panicky, which, golly, I'm getting a lot of like, apparently there's 6 people in Florida that have died from the rip currents. I don't know why they don't just pick where the rip currents are and then say, hey, we're just going to put some extra people here. Maybe there's just so many people or extra lifeguards.
Yeah, yeah.
But apparently you're not supposed to fight it. I think that's the problem. People fight it.
You go with it?
You go with it, and it's just going to go out, and then you can come back in. But it's when I go surf in Galveston, you use them to paddle out. Like you find where the rip is, and then you go out that way.
You think if they renamed it so it's a little more intuitive what you should do? Because they go, what? Don't get caught in the rip current. That sounds scary. But if you go lazy river, if you call it a lazy river, do people go, okay, I panic. I'm not gonna panic.
Yeah, because maybe they go, oh, I'm just in. Yeah. Okay.
That's just a treadmill.
But I think there's something, dude. I remember one time we went and surfed for one of the tropical storms in like 2020 or 2021, whenever the pandemic was still happening, and the current was so like you would literally like 10 seconds be moved like 100 yards down the beach, and then you'd have to like paddle really hard to like try to stay in your spot.
Now, is it dangerous to fight it because you get tired?
I think so. I think tired and you start panicking a little bit. And then that combo is like, that's not good for swimming. Which would be something I would be, I think, very prone to.
Panicking?
Tired and panicking. I think tired's already
happening. Most people don't swim for long or aren't expecting to swim.
Because I swam a lot in college, I I got really into like being in the water for a long time, so I think I could tread water for a really long time.
Right now?
Mm-hmm. It's not like it'd be fast, but I feel like I got it down to where it was like almost like walking. Like it doesn't feel like it's very.
Now, here's
difficult.
the thing. I would struggle treading water because I'm very lean, and that's not. I had a buddy, Barton Springs in Austin?
Oh yeah.
We went in, and he's much bigger than me. He has bare body. And I was really struggling because it's cold, and he can handle that better with his fat, and he can float.
You couldn't handle when we put our legs in the water at Yosemite.
That's wild. Because
you couldn't even do a minute.
I couldn't even do like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And
both me and Luis did a minute. I did a minute with both legs. I mean, it hurt. It felt like needles. I looked it up. I think they said it was like 43 degrees.
It was aching so hard. And then Luis made me feel better with the circulation comment. But it hurt. I was surprised at how little I could take.
Yeah.
Because I've done a 3-minute. The first time I ever did a coldish plunge was I was on the road with someone, and he just like went the coldest the bath can go, and it was freezing outside. It was snowing.
Okay, so it was pretty cold.
It was and I did 3 minutes.
Yeah. I did one, and it doesn't feel. I didn't like it. I think you would grow to like it, but I did it at my buddy's house, and then I got like lightheaded. I did 3 minutes, and I didn't put my chest under, so that was.
I went all the way. The first time I did it, I felt like it took me several hours to recover, but then the second time I did it, I was like, oh, I feel great.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to get that. I need to get the sauna. I need to get a sauna put in the house. I think it's gonna happen, man.
Did you notice I cleaned up the garage a little bit?
Madeline's been cleaning it up too. It's just been a slow process. When you have a kid, everything's just the toughest things.
Dude, get me over there.
I'm telling you, dude, Madeline, she's not. We do separate laundry. I do my laundry. She does her laundry.
Yeah.
And some people don't, but I do.
My family does not.
Your mom? Oh yeah, your mom still does your laundry.
She does everything. Not because she wants to. She just thinks we'll do it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, Madeline just is like that. But this is hot take. I wouldn't want her doing my laundry. She's got stuff at the bottom of her pile. I mean, her laundry right now is currently like the U.S. debt. Like it's not getting caught up. It's
her laundry?
Yeah. She couldn't do it all. She would have to probably, if she did all of her laundry right now, it'd take like 4 loads. So she just does like 2 or 3 loads at a time, or like she just does a little bit at a time, and it's always behind.
Wow.
There's never not dirty clothes.
That's crazy.
And I think when you have a child, that just stuff kind of happens.
My aunt told me in college, my aunt is like such a planner, think-aheader, like probably too much for me, like would label and organize things. And she said in college I would make it a goal to do laundry once a semester. Just have one crazy day. So I would just load up on underwear and socks. And then I'd have one crazy day of just running like every laundry machine available at an off hour, and then I'm done for the whole year.
And this is a woman?
Correct.
Wow. I don't know if I like that.
It worked for her.
This is funny. I tried to make some jokes with it. I don't think I ever washed my sheets in college. Like the entire time I was in college.
That's horrific.
Unless like I moved buildings, which I only moved like twice, 2 or 3 times.
Why? Because people would notice when you walked through the hall?
No, I just never really. I mean, I lived in like an apartment. It was like a 4-plex. So I don't know. I guess you just didn't think about it. I also didn't have a top. I had a mattress and then a sheet over that mattress, a twin size mattress. And it was bare bones. There was nothing in our room. I mean,
I have a question.
It was not
obviously
great.
You come from money. So why didn't you just hire somebody and you go, okay, it's this price?
It's not like that. That's not.
Why?
That's not how. It's not that kind of. My family's not like that.
But you can be.
No, but it's not really.
Doesn't that sound
nice? You'll go. That's the thing. You'll go to my house and you'll like. There's things that are vastly inconsistent. Like my dad will. There will be. It's. There's just very inconsistent things. Like they'll have really cool things, and then my dad will be like, "All right, I gotta log into my app to get on to access the remote to the TV, because the regular remote just broke, and he won't pay the guy to come fix it." And I'm like, but it's on. Why don't you just do that? And they go, nah, I just can't. I can't. It's gonna be $100. Yeah, okay, $100. It's like my mom will go to Papacitos and she'll go, I want to get queso, and I want to add the ground beef to it, but I can't. It's $5 extra. And I go, $5 extra. What are you doing right now? We'll take the queso. We'll take the queso.
I feel
it's like Brooks Wheelan had that great joke. He goes, if you would have asked me growing up, how much crab legs cost based on my dad's reaction, $100,000.
Oh, he was fantastic.
You should ask to open for him. He's doing a Dallas Comedy Club in like a month.
Well, that's the thing. I don't have a relationship with him.
But you could say, hey, I opened for you in Houston. I enjoyed working with you.
I don't know if he would say the same. Like, I'm not a memorable person, so I think it would just be an odd solicitation.
Well, you never know. Those could turn into something. I mean, they've never turned anything for me. I had a guy ask me recently, he goes, do you open for anybody? And I go, I was wanting to say yes, but I was like, no. I haven't even had that many people ask.
Oh, are you saying, though, when you ask, they go, okay, most of the time?
No, this was just, I mean, I have some people that I've built relationships with. They'll ask me to host or something if they're in the region, but I don't. Well, they would never ask me to go on the road.
I don't have a relationship with Brooks Wheelan, so I feel like that'd be odd.
Yeah. Some of the people, and there's some people too. You do hit it off with, like our buddy Caleb. We love Caleb. If Caleb was ever headlining, he'd probably ask us to work with him.
Caleb Simon?
Yeah.
Me?
I feel like me and you, yeah.
Maybe.
And then there's other people where you work a whole weekend with and they don't watch your set once. They don't care. And it's fine. They don't have to care. They're on the road. They're
here's
road
the thing
dogs.
I think of. You worked with Phil Hanley.
Philip.
And I worked with him the last time he came here. And I was like, I don't think you watched any of my set.
This is crazy. People always ask how much of comedy is like. It's obviously hard work meets luck kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Connor got the Phil Hanley weekend, which is really awesome for him. This is last time going around. And basically in stand-up there's headliner level, and then there's feature level, and then there's host. And Connor and I are kind of in that host, sometimes featuring, sometimes level. And so the club asked Connor to host, and he's hosting for Phil Hanley. The owner of the club was out of town. Phil wanted to go to get Whole Foods. So Connor texts me and goes, hey, the headliner wants to get Whole Foods. Can you take him? And I'm not opening. I'm like, whatever. I have nothing going on. I go, sure, I'll go. I'll take him to Whole Foods. I drive. I pick him up, and I go to Whole Foods. And then he goes, are you a comedian? Oh, yeah, I'm a comedian. And he's like, well, I could tell you're funny because you're not trying to be funny. I go, oh, thanks, man. He goes, why don't you do a spot in the next show? Just do 5. I do 5. He watches it. It was good. He was like, hey, do 5 on both shows tomorrow. I did 5s on both shows the next day, and he watched all of my stuff, and I don't think watched Connor's set one time. And Connor did a longer time than I did and everything. And then Phil, was like,
did you see him watch your set?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he only watched a couple of these past times.
Oh. Well, part of me fears that he did see some of my set and was like, yeah, nah. It was just like, nah.
Maybe.
That is possible. But I remember him, he went up to me, we were both facing him, and he was like, hey, host, make sure Mason gets my number.
Yeah, I remember that.
He said that just right in front of us, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Maybe say that.
Well, it's you don't know if he saw your stuff. Whatever it was, there's been times...
I don't think he...
There's been times people like your stuff, too, though. They don't... Our boy, Steven Rogers. Steven really loves your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Caitlin loves your stuff. I don't think they do. Steven might know who I am, but, probably would be like, yeah, no, I don't love it.
I don't agree with that.
Maybe you say...
I just think he... I had the guy who opened for him was talking to me about that. And I said, yeah, Steven likes me. And I go, I don't know. There was one time at Secret Group he was there, and I always hear about him from podcasts and stuff. And he did a podcast that Brian Gendron at the Riot was running, and it was about him starting in Syracuse and then just moving to New York. And I'm like, oh, so you started. What is that like? Because I hear Syracuse is not a great like their funny bone is in a mall, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just not. And he was like surprised I cared that much about him.
Yeah.
And then I remember him giving me a tag for a joke, and then the guy was saying his other opener was like, yeah, I think he likes nice, quiet people.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I remember whenever he liked you so much, he had seen both of our stuff, and I go, I want him to like. I was like, I want him to like me.
You also said some other stuff that I didn't love.
Okay, well, we don't have to say that.
Yeah,
right?
I'm just.
Oh, I remember what
That was not nice.
Yeah, what you had to egg that on though. I wouldn't say that unprovoked. I feel like. Because normally I say nasty things, but it's after you or said something really nasty to me.
Where I think you were like, why doesn't it? And I was like, it's okay if not everyone likes you.
I do like it. I think that's not a good quality. To want everybody. Yes.
I think you do like that.
No, but I don't think it's a good thing though.
I don't think it's a good thing either.
Yeah,
but
I think if they say it's like some sort of not good.
think that's a little bit of what, like you tell us that, and we talked about this yesterday. You'll tell me good things you get. And I think it's also like you want the recognition for what you're doing. And you've said that before, where you're like, I go downstairs after shows sometimes, or I'll tell you things I get because I need to feel.
I definitely want you. I want you guys to think that I'm good. That's almost more important to me than the crowd.
But
like other comics,
whether we say it or not, we know.
Yeah.
Like we see what's going on around us. So what do you think's going? And that's where I go. Like
I feel that.
That's the thing where I go.
Well, I think there's like also you can still be like have things happen or whatever, and then you still be like pretty insecure, wanting your friends to be like, yeah, I like your stuff. But I think everybody, no, you guys are like, come on, he doesn't need, he's just whatever. So, but I definitely like to be told. I like to tell you guys stuff that happens, and then I like you guys to go, hey, I like that new joke or whatever. But that doesn't happen to me as often. I feel like, which is fine. I mean, it's fine.
I mean, people don't tell me like, yeah, like your new
random
joke.
People. Yeah, I tell you. I'm talking about my friends.
Yeah, my friends don't tell me, hey, I like that.
I tell you I like your new jokes.
Do you?
Yeah. I'm
just gonna go.
I'm
not really.
Who said more nice stuff to you in your whole stand-up career? Me or everybody else combined?
Everybody else combined.
No, I've said so many nice things to you.
I would go from that. From like all the comics and shows I've done.
Yes.
And I'm not saying I'm not saying it happens a bunch, but I'm saying it's more than you.
No, I'm so kind to you. I'm counting whenever I have to talk you off the Golden Gate Bridge as well.
Yeah, I'd say I don't know. I don't think it's as one-sided as you may think.
I say a lot of nice stuff.
Yeah, you do, but.
Or you want to get lunch?
Yeah, maybe.
You don't want to?
I want to leave.
Well, I mean, we know that.
Where do you want to eat?
I don't know.
Remember, we are live, so this is getting.
Did you? It got pretty sad.
It got sad and boring.
I don't think it's that. I think people are bought in. It is crazy because I think people see the stand-up and they go, "Well, these guys are funny a lot," and you go, "Well, yeah, I also worked on that joke for 6 months, and then now you saw it after I said it at 200 open mics."
And it's crazy. Like I have that baguette joke, and I still feel like it's never. I don't think anything I say is done. And I go, now there's a new line in that. And then that I feel like makes it funnier. Yeah, where I say, what's a buffet? That gets another big. It's like I think it continues.
What's up with what?
It's about I say the punchline, and then that's always a joke where not everyone gets it. And I go, I see these people are like, what's a buffet? And I'm like, don't worry about it. You have a nice ride home. And that like adds to the.
Oh, okay.
Where people go.
Yeah, but you've been saying that for like a couple months at least.
Yeah, but that's like a newer thing.
Okay. So, sorry, there's new stuff. You count new stuff as like.
I say a line. I mean,
it is weird. What do you consider new still? I would say like 2.5, 3 months probably. I still am like in my head like kind of pumped about it.
I consider new. I'm still excited to say it.
I think that's a good, which I think as longer you do stand up becomes less and less.
Yeah.
Yes. This is what nobody else probably cares or whatever, but stand up. The one thing I wish people understood about it is how much work it is to get to like even the professionals are like it's not even conceivable how good they are. Like Shane Gillis, Andrew Schultz, Brian Neighbor gets like it's not even they're so good it's crazy. But even like to get up and go do 10 to 15 minutes and be good at it and like really tight, really good stuff, like that is insane to have worked that hard. And I think I would love there to be more of an appreciation rather than just knowing that somebody's funny. I would love for them to go, oh, this guy, I know that he went and did, like we did a show last night in front of, or a mic last night in front of one guy that, you know, like people don't realize.
Oh, was this yes.
People don't realize, and that was we were joking around.
That was weird.
But we do a lot of that, and then you'll go do, you know, something that's probably just like an insecurity thing. That and like the mucky duck. I want the mucky duck to know that we are like.
You do a lot of cool stuff, and I imagine the come downs are more frequent and bigger for you. Well,
yeah. The anytime, which is fine. I almost like the come down. I value it because I think it's like. You have to remember, like, you're like 1 second away from being at another open mic. That's the best thing about stand-up. And that's what I like about, like, I think Mark Norman played a theater here for, like, you know, 3,000, 4,000 people.
And then he went to the...
Late Show, and there's people heckling him, and he's, you know, trying new stuff. That's what's great about stand-up, is that line is... Very seldom do guys get to a point where they don't do the small. They do, you know, like Shane and Tom Segura probably aren't doing like little things anymore, but they'll go to like the little room at the mothership, which is still kind of like pretty, you know, killer. But the like Norman still goes up in like crazy rooms. I think
he does stuff that I think confuses a lot of people. I think he's a guy who's. I do hear him. He goes, I do theaters, and then I'll do an open mic at a bar it makes me appreciate the theater.
Yeah. And I still do those. I bet the open mics are still, like, pretty good.
But it's not like, a theater.
It's not a theater. But, like, I've tried to get better at, I don't know, I think we both have, but not going to, like, the things that we feel like we need to do but aren't going to be helpful. Like a midnight mic in front of, you know, 6 people that are hammered at this stage probably isn't going to add a ton to us.
There was a point, and I think we're more picking and choosing now. We still try to get up a lot. I count how many spots I'll do in a month or a week.
It's still like 14, 15, right?
Yeah,
Close?
Typically in a month it ranges from 50 to 60 spots total. Every crappy mic to show, it totals about 50 to 60 on average.
And everybody I've talked to says that's incredible.
Yeah, they say it's a lot.
And I think we've kind of weeded out, and I still love going to some of those mics. Like we still do, like we do a mic, it's a clean mic. It's a mixed, it's music and comedy. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the times that we've done good there, probably less than 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And the times it's been worth it, probably like less than 20.
It's a place, it's just like, it's more of a test of like, can I still feel, maybe this is sad, just like, can I still have enthusiasm going to my next spot instead of thinking I'm going to do tremendous here?
You've tried to quit that one quite a bit on me.
Because sometimes I don't want to say clean stuff and I go,
yeah,
I can't say non-clean stuff here.
Yeah, I think they wanted to be clean. I don't think they even... Oh, no, they did. The guy did say they want to be clean. But yeah, that...
Well, you can get away singing some words there.
Yeah, they sing. It's just... And then that... Talk about insecure. I'm so insecure at that place because I want to tell them everything that we do.
Yeah. And
there's like all these like musicians that are like, I just want to be like, we're pretty good at stand up, man. And because they all, I think they feel bad for us a lot of times. And I'm like, you know, this is hard to do it.
It's a tough environment for us.
I know. And we're judged like every 5 seconds versus them that are judged like at the end of a 3.5 minute song. Or in the case of the people that I followed last time, a 6-minute song.
And then sometimes they go, I messed up. Oh, geez. And then they get an applause break.
Do you guys mind if we start? It's her first time. Do you mind if we do another song? Okay, great.
Yeah, and then if it's a comic, it's like, all right, time to eat dinner.
Yeah. I know. I
was gonna.
I
say.
followed a girl and a brother and a sister, and it was their first time performing live together.
Oy, oy, oy.
So I mean, of course, 15 people in the audience are just like so pumped for them, which is obviously great. And then I go up there. We were already like 30 minutes behind, so I was already pretty frustrated. And I go up. I'm just dying. I mean, I think you walked in towards the end of it, but it is just truly silence. And I'm getting so angry. And I think I said give it up for John and Molly like 5 times.
And then beginning of my set, I said, let's give it up for John and Molly immediately just to get it.
But I mean, they're pumped. Their whole family was there, whatever. And then there's some guy being like, why are cinnamon rolls getting bigger? And they're like, okay, we do not care about that.
And then there's one creepy guy in the back going, they are getting bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You know what's crazy is there is this phenomena that happens every once in a while. There's somebody who goes to an open mic because they lost a bet.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a fantasy they got last in fantasy football. And then a whole bunch of people come just to watch them. And they, a lot of times, just ignore all the other acts before them.
Yeah.
And it sucks because it's like inflating what you're expecting.
Well, and they always put them up like last to make sure they stay around so there's an audience. Because like stand up, the toughest thing is like finding people that are listening. And then hopefully like you get to a certain point where like then you get to do more shows, then you get to do better shows where people are at. But you're like, oh, we've got people here. We're going to try to keep them around. But it's so humiliating for us because it's somebody's punishment. And then we've been thinking about all day that we're gonna like so excited to see.
It's a slap in the face sometimes.
Well, they don't think about it that way, but it's just weird, man. It's very strange. And then normally like they don't. Though I think the worst is when it's like a fratty group, and they're just like too cool for school. Sometimes they're like, oh, that was actually really good, but sometimes they're like, this is like non-professional comedy. I think people don't realize that too. That like. There's not a lot of, killer, really, whatever in Houston, but like on some nights you might see like a really good comedian that would be like really good in New York. They would be really good in Austin. They're really good in LA. And people don't realize that. I think they're like, well, this isn't like a comedy. And you're like, no, that's a pretty good comedian right there.
And I think part of getting better is just like, when you're at a horrific bar, just getting people to like turn around and be somewhat interested.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's a win.
I used to do that a lot. Remember we do Darwin's.
Sometimes you go, I got a gun.
Yeah.
And
I say that a lot.
I always have this fear that there's going to be a headliner on stage, and then the next thing you hear is,
yeah.
And then everyone goes, ah!
Yeah.
And then the host has to, say the announcements, whatever, give away a shirt. And then it's I think about that a lot, but sometimes you got to go to these desperate places.
You do. I said I had a gun last night. A couple people turned around. I was just seeing if you guys cared about that. I'll say I've got a gun. I'll say I want you guys to know I'm trying my hardest. That's a fun one.
I got to get it. He's been saying I got to get out of here, go watch Ozark.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's a fun one. I like saying that. I mean, Luis has the great one of saying, I have to go check on my car, which I think is funny.
Oh, that's fun.
But, yeah. So back to, me and you would do Darwin. Darwin's open mic. It's no longer a bar, which is a bummer. But our friend Ryan Thauburn used to run that bar. And then there was another guy, a comic, Jolly Rogers. Matt Rogers. Golly, why couldn't I think of his name? He ran that mic for a long time. And that mic was infamously, I would say probably 75% of the time, probably more than that, pretty tough. But sometimes we would go, and there's like a playoff game on basketball.
It's still on. It's just on mute.
Yeah, the whole goal, well, sometimes the sound's on. And the whole goal is to say, okay, let's see if we can get them turned around. And you would always be like, yeah, I just tried like brand new thoughts. And I was like, no, I did my A stuff. I was seeing if I could just get them dialed in. And sometimes I did, and it was such a good feeling to like take nobody listening to dialed in.
That's where you go, you would go, I just want to I just want to try to have a good set. See if I can get them going at all.
Yes.
You were big on that.
Yeah, because I think the
impulse
it was tough to go to like, it was tough to go. Yeah, it's easy to mail it in, which is not really mailing in, but in reality, like it's tough to go up there and be like, I had a sleepover last week and the towels are weird. And then Beverly's like, yeah, we're not, that's not funny to us yet. Like you do have to go through your, your check downs and like go through everything. It's crazy. Stand-up's insane. And we do it all mostly for free, which is insane.
What stinks, there was a room, so that place, Darwin's. Oh, then Brian Biggio was a bartender.
Brian Biggio.
They had a room there that we run Don't Tell in Houston, and they had a poker and cigar lounge called Offsuit that shared the same kitchen as Darwin's and another business. That building was 4 businesses in one building. It was Darwin's. It was the kitchen for a vegan pizza spot. It was a restaurant. Shout out to Meeks. And then it was Offsuit, and we would run Don't Tells out of there. And it was awesome because we had a good relation. It was pretty expensive, but we had a good relationship with the owner. The room was awesome. We could leave all of our stuff there, and we probably did like 20 shows there.
Yeah, that was the annoying thing. Was it the show? We should have negotiated. I think we probably still would have tried to do shows there if it was free. But that guy was pretty, he was by the book. Like he wouldn't have gone down. What was it, 500 a show? Or 500 a night?
Yeah.
So we tried to do, if we did 2 shows, it was okay. We still didn't make a ton of money. Don't tell you have to have a low venue fee or just no venue fee. That's important.
I mean, yeah, low fees and a lot of tickets, obviously, but
yeah, I bet Enrique, I think they had like 100 tickets 80 in Bryan.
Oh, we might do one there.
Yeah, but I mean, we got to talk to him and see if that's okay.
I have to talk to him
because they're probably like to do them,
Yeah, that's a tough. Oh, here's the thing.
We need to go trap. We need to go check out Woodlands and everything.
I wonder if this. Wow, that color really pops on the screen.
The red?
You see that button on the right? The red button next to the green button?
The clear, yeah.
I mean, they're both very vibrant.
Yeah, I think this is a Sunday red Tiger Woods shirt,
I want to.
Where are we going to, let's go to Cabo Bob's?
Yeah, we can go Cabo Bob's.
The thing is, Connor's like my dad, and it's so annoying. But my dad will have a big meal like 3 days ago, and he'll be like, yeah, I'm not hungry. And Connor, you have to wait for him to get hungry before you start pitching lunch stuff. Because if you ask him at like 11, you're like, hey, where do you want to get lunch today? He's like, I probably just will have I'll look at some yogurt. I'll look at a parfait. That's what I'll have. And you're like, okay. And then you have to, if you wait long enough, he will want to go get lunch with you. So we're entering that time, and that's pretty accurate. And so we
keep going.
We will. Now we've hit a point where it's like 12:30, and
well, look, my cycle.
He might be going.
So
I do know your cycle.
11:30, 12. Yeah, my tummy starts talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I get you. I can nail you pretty good on. I can get I feel like I can get your what you think a lot, and then sometimes you say I'm off pretty good.
Yeah. I think you have a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Can I give a suggestion to the 13 people watching?
Yeah. Oh, how many do we have listening per episode?
I'll show you.
I need to push it more now because now I have a decent amount more people that listen.
Well, let's see. If you push it and then we put it out, I don't know,
I think
Monday?
we got to keep doing clips too. And maybe even to clips? Thinking of funny bits to put on. So
here's the thing. So
whoa,
hey,
T-Bone, come take a seat.
Tom.
We got a special guest here. It's our sponsor. We got
our sponsor, employer, and friend, Attorney Tom.
T-Bone Steak. T-Bone is. Hey, that's why we love that. Woo!
Oh, you read our minds.
We got our dad.
How you feeling about becoming a dad this week?
Good. I'm ready.
Tom's going to be a father. He's expecting a girl.
We're 6 days past due date right now.
Okay.
And baby doesn't look like she's coming on her own. So we're inducing tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Oh, my God.
Whoa.
And then you'll be gone for only like 6 months, which is crazy.
Back by Monday. No, okay. I don't know.
How you feel good, though?
Yeah, of course. Ready, nervous.
You feel good?
tired. Yeah,
Which is your
she's
wife?
yes. Rachel's very pregnant. She's very ready to not be pregnant and have a healthy baby.
Who do you think? He's being so diplomatic.
Yeah. Who do you think's gonna complain more?
Me.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So.
I'm the real victim.
Oh
You know,
my
the
gosh.
sitting on that couch.
Yeah,
the-
cut.
yeah.
You got a great couch at your house.
All right, we'll see you guys
All right,
next
bye, everyone.
time. 855 Tom wins.